Florida makes gold and silver legal tender in the state, or almost there. We'll talk about that. Bitcoin is waning at the moment, a little bit of a dip. Of course, gold, silver, platinum analysis, all that other stuff. And my chart of the day is BSN. I think it is Basin Energy. It's in the uranium sector. We'll take a look at that as well. Look, if you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But damn, man, if you're watching this live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, live from Melbourne in Australia on YouTube and on X. Lots of subscribers. And what do you wait for? The synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together. It is the favorite part of your day, bar none. Who needs family and children and life and work and all that other stuff? When you've got me and the synchronized slurp, you must do it audibly. You must do it wherever you are in the world. I don't care if it embarrasses you. I've had people doing it in meetings. Literally, they told me that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, slurp your beverage. Thanks for waiting around. Sorry for the lateness. I had to reset the internet. That's always fun. I'm Joe Main, a random stacker since 2010 of silver. Been stacking Satoshis since 2013, Bitcoin, crypto, that kind of thing as well. And I do this week daily live show. The format might be changing come next week for a couple of reasons. Maybe a few less live shows, maybe a few pre-records. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later. And I must speak to the amazing GMS family in just a second. A few shout outs, then we'll get to the topics of the day. The show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets. masteringthemarkets.com, and another brand sponsor is going to be coming on as of Monday, basically. So you'll find out more then. Let's do. I hope I'm not buffering. Am I buffering as well? I certainly hope not. Resetting it. That was me. Duh. Let's see. No, don't tell me. We had 11 degrees here last night in the west. Ooh, goodness me. That's chilly for you. Hopefully we're not buffering. Jason Razana is sitting in his warm ute. That's right. I don't like the cold. No, you wouldn't like the cold because you're up in the top end of Australia. I love the cold. Winter is awesome. I love the ambience of a wood fire. That is pretty cool. We are here, happy and smiling. Absolutely do agree. Hopefully, am I buffering? Am I coming through okay? Anyone else buffering? Hope not. Synchronized slurp. Buffering. Damn, really? I'm just going to check the stream. Hang on, everyone. I'm going to check my stream. Now I'll check the internet stream. Dad joke. Give me 1 second and let me check that. Let me just check the stream. Am I buffering? It's not freaking pissing me off here. I did a speed test and I also checked my internet speed. Second dad joke. And it was coming up okay. My upload speed's not too bad. Is it your problem or is it my problem? I'll double check it. Give me 1 second. Just checking the internet speed. I am live. Am I muted? Yes, I am. Give me 1 second. Am I coming through okay? Do I look fantastic? Hair's not looking too bad today. Yeah. It's a little bit, wouldn't say it's buffering, but it's a little bit blurry. If I go to 480p, let's try good old 480p. Do you remember when YouTube was in 480p and you're like, wow, this is so cool? Buffering. No, I think it's not too bad. Okay, fair enough. Can you tell me, is it all coming through okay now, my funky people? Happy with whatever format you go with. Well, I appreciate that. Good to see you, Neil Hahn. Good to see you, Gerald. Lance, okay now. Fantastic. I am good, Gerald Draper. I am one of the best. It's okay now, Joe. Fantastic. No Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My garden is loving the 75-degree full sun. 75 degrees Fahrenheit, of course. Here in lovely Australia, we do the centigrade. Now it's your problem. Stop fiddling. Shall we? Let's shall. Florida, good old Governor Ron DeSantis has put through a bill, and it's pretty cool. The bill was called as HB or H something 999, cool, to recognize gold and silver as legal tender in the state of Florida. Let's take a quick look at that news. And if Mark Florida was in today, which he's not, I can't see Mark Florida. You should be getting your butt in here, mate, because it's all about Florida man, Mark Florida. Let's take a look at, let me share the screen and I'll get that for you. It could be, you never know, the whole internet issues could be from this one stupid website. I hate news websites because they have all their advertisers and it just clogs up the thing. You got pop-ups and all this stuff. It's so frustrating. It slows your computer down. DeSantis signs bill recognizing gold, silver coins. Now, specifically, gold and silver coins as legal tender in Florida. All right, let's read it together and get these stupid ads out of my way. Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill on Tuesday to recognize gold and silver as legal tender in Florida and make them free from sales tax. Not tax-free, as in, but free from sales tax. There we go, HB 999. What a great... I wonder if that was a happenstance or they get to choose the number, because surely they got to choose the number 999. That's cool. Under HB 999, gold and silver coins that meet specific purity standards. We know what that means. Just, 99.5% greater, legal tender coins, all that kind of stuff. American silver eagles, gold buffaloes, Canadian maples, maybe stuff like that, unless it's just US made. If they meet specific purity standards, can be used for payments. Okay, quote from DeSantis. So you're going to be able to conduct transactions, unquote, in these precious metals, DeSantis said at a news conference in Apopka. Sure. The governor said the Sunshine State. That's interesting because Queensland is the Sunshine State. Up in Australia, the Sunshine State would be the largest to sign such legislation. State Representative Bill Basin, what a name! Do you need more proof that we live in the simulation? Gold, silver, legal tender, Bill Basin from Apopka, I'll say that, sponsored the bill. He said it aims to, quote, eliminate the tax burden and make it a functional means of transaction between willing parties. Or it maybe has some more tax implications than I thought. Quote, Florida stands firmly for freedom, economic self-determination, and resistance to government overreach. Good. But for too long, outdated regulations and unnecessary sales taxes, have made it impractical for Floridians to enter the gold and silver market. Okay, who knew? State taxes on gold and silver. The government wrote in a post on X, quote, I signed HB 999 today to change that by initiating the process to recognize gold and silver as legal tender in our state and with rule ratification from the legislature free from sales tax. Of course, there's always a but. The new rules would have to be ratified by the state legislature. If lawmakers agree, the law would take effect on July 1st, 2026. Why? Why do things take so long in the government? We know why things take so long in the government. So that's kind of it. Let me see if I can find anything else there. Do me a favor, please. Can you follow me on x.com/It's Joe Main, 3,642 followers over there. I go live right there right now. Let's go Ron DeSantis, gold, silver. Anything else that we can find very quickly? Yeah, that's kind of it. We're going to utilize our authority under the Constitution to make sure gold and silver recognizes proper legal tender. We have seen a coordinated assault on the financial freedom of people in the United States. Fair enough. Any other quotes? This legislation will authorize money services businesses like check cashers or PayPal. Oh, wow. To transmit and accept payment. Very cool. In gold and silver. No, that's pretty cool. That means these precious metals can start functioning like real currency again. Thank you, Lord. Not just investment vehicles for the wealthy. And this account person, Bahezi Tweets, sure, who has 663,000 followers, says this is seriously one of the best things DeSantis has done for us. Yes, definitely. Our good old Octavia Tavi Costa. Yeah, cool. Yep, nothing else to really say. So that's good. What do you think of that? Post a comment below. Another step in the right direction, I guess. Any comments on that, or else we'll get straight to that other stuff. So that's the little news of the day. Pretty cool. Let's see. 6 other states, says Gerald Draper, with 22 in the union, pushing as well as starting BTC holdings. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yes. That's funny. I know. I know that little get on with it thing there. That's funny. Both are in the future, in my opinion. Cool. So that's good news. Great to see. Another step in the right direction. Why is it taking until July of 2026? Well, because governments are governments, and governments are basically, even the better governments are still pretty inept. You know, you can have your favorite government in government at the time. I sort of have my political leanings, as we all know. But even there, it's just governments are full of human beings, and human beings have natural human incentives, and they're driven by money and power and all that. It's taking, why? Why can't this be done by, the start of the new financial year this year? Why can't it be done? Anyway, I'm not mean to poo-poo on the good news. Great news, great to see. But I'm going to say something. I'm about to say something very sexist. So to the one woman, I think maybe two women here that are on the channel right now, because I actually have, of course, we love our chat mum, Tony Peterson, right here, who doesn't like the cold. That's such a woman thing to say. We have a pretty high, actually, proportion of female to male here. I've got like 3 or 4 ladies who generally tend to watch. I'm going to say something very sexist here, which is, it was great to see that good news. But as women mainly say, why did it take so long? Why didn't you do it sooner? That's like the classic wife-husband thing. Oh, you mowed the front lawn? Fantastic. Why didn't you do it earlier? What's taking you so long? Get on with it. All right, so that's it for that. Let's get into some gold, silver, Bitcoin, crypto, and we're taking a look at my chart of the day, which is BSN, which is Basin Energy, a uranium play. Please hit me up with a super chat, because super chats help support the show, of course, and I will give preference if you have a chart request or anything like that. Cool, let's go to said, gold, interesting. All right, let's share the screen. Take a quick look-see, shall we? Here is your very quick market update for Thursday, the 29th of May, 2025. Gold on the daily time frame, priced in USD, $3,260 using the tradingview.com website. Okay, we've broken down through the 0.382 from this high and this low. That is not preferable. Okay, I did post on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum on Facebook earlier this morning that these are the 3 main paths that I see, either doing that, either doing down to there, to that uptrend line, doing that around there, could hit that Fibonacci, or we do that, right? Those are the 3 main ones. I don't have a prediction as which it is going to be, so it all depends on the price action. No shit, Sherlock. Dollar cost average anyway is your best way to do it. But you really don't. If you want to see this one, you don't want to see this broken and closed on the day. Okay, so we have had a little spike on the daily, but we might close above it, and that's fine. Then you can do that. Yeah, spikes mean SHIT. It's all about where things close at. So yeah, that can still happen. That's obviously still in play. That's definitely obviously still in play. Just need to close that above there, and that might give credence to that happening. Okay, that'd be nice for all, wouldn't it? And it depends on where you are in your stacking journey as well. Some want this to happen so they can scoop up much more, cheaper metals. Where do you sit within that? Post a comment below. That is gold. Let's take a look at silver. $32.80. Ooh, could be a fake out here. Okay, $32.85. We have, that's on the daily time frame. We've broken this symmetrical triangle. That doesn't mean too much, because look at that spike. Because they do love, the markets love to fake you out just at the perfect time to shake you out. They fake you out to shake you out. What is it? They hate me. They hate me because they ain't me. They fake you out to shake you out. Okay. So just watch out for that. You don't want to close below there. Not good. Let's spike above there, and then onwards and upwards we go. As long as we hold right here, hold that line is preferable at $31.70, as we've been saying. I'll give it anywhere down to $30.40. That's fine. It's a very normal move, okay? Where you do this, you have a bottom, you have the top, and then you have a retrace. Now we've had that double bottom right there. That usually gives pretty good credence to something like this occurring or something like that, okay? It usually wouldn't mean you bounce off there twice and then come down into here, and that's the fake out, but I'll give that, okay? Anywhere down to here, $30.40, that's fine. From this low and this high, I'll give it that. But below there, not good, and then you'd be heading down further. Cool, cool. All right, that's silver. So far holding. Don't stress. Platinum is having the little dip that we probably expected was coming along. Pretty obvious because it had such a large move. So at 1,075, very clear bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. What do I mean by bearish divergence? It means where the number go up, but the relative strength index, the oscillator that you're using, and most people use the relative strength index down here, the RSI, that is flattening out or even going down. It's diverging from what the price is doing, okay? So you've got this up, and here, see that right there, that's down. See that from there to there, up, there to there, down. So even you're getting a higher price, that means the momentum was waning, okay? So then you're seeing some lower prices. Now, we haven't dipped below 1,060 something. That's fine. If you want to hold that, no problem. But what we did do is we broke through that zag zone. So that's not great. Cool. Now, anyway, the short answer is, does it really matter? No. Should you dollar cost average? Yes. And it's just a little, I think it's just a tiny little damn blip along the way. I mean, look at that. Beautiful move. Come back to test some support. What kind of area could we be looking at if you're using the daily time frame? I would take it from this low and I take it from this high. And your new zag zone, your level of support that you do not want, that you could expect it to come in, but you don't want it to cross through, is right here. So you could expect at least a test, probably, I'm guessing a test here of 1,045 US dollars, and you don't want it to cross through 1,012 US dollars, which, out of interest, where does that match up with? Basically exact support right there. Isn't that interesting? Again, there are ways that you can, and I've done this successfully before for other assets. There are ways that you can go, okay, how do I predict a little mini high? Okay, so if you can match them up with Fibonacci levels in hindsight, okay, so for example, if you were to do this, you go, okay, we're having a little move. Oh, look at this. I'm just going to I've done this before, but I'll quickly show you. Where's my replay? If I go back, where's my replay? Replay. Oh, far off. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Where were we on? Was this silver? This was platinum. Sorry, gang. I hate that thing where you press the two buttons. There we go. Right there. There we go. There's my replay. So you do something like this, and I'll go on the, something like that. I'll do it on the 4-hour. And you do something like this. Oh, we had a great breakout. What kind of breakout, where can we expect a high to be? Okay, so I'm going to match it up with Fibonacci levels. Okay, well, you could expect it there. You could expect it here. If we go to the 1.618, however, which would be the lowest you would want to go, right there. So let's go, that kind of level there. All right. What's that? That's matching up roughly with the 1.618. Again, because I'll show you, because if you find a high around about here, then you're coming back, you want to test the good support level to test would be back here at previous resistance. Okay, so you go, okay. Now again, I'm hind casting here, or forward casting, and then it goes, doesn't always work, but you can see kind of roughly, you can attempt to do it. Cool. But I just find that interesting. Exact support right there at the bottom end of the zag zone is exact resistance previous. Anyway, I am waffling on, so I apologize. So anyway, that's platinum. Expect a test, I think, of anywhere between 1,045 anywhere down to there. Cool. What would be very positive is if you have, and a very bullish bounce would be, the ultimate bullish bounce would be here at the 0.236. You don't even get to the zag zone. You do that. That's bullish as AF. But down here, very normal and quite bullish if you do that. But take it anywhere down to there, fine. Breakout, test previous resistance as support, no worries. That is platinum. Gold to silver ratio, what is it doing? Nothing. It's just ranging. It's still about 100. The copper is still doing okay. The Australian dollar, don't worry about that. Nothing else to share with the precious metals, except that you should be buying from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. Do you remember how we spoke about pandas yesterday? Remember how we did the China loves has their love story with platinum? That was yesterday's topic. And we looked at a report from Hooray-us. I failed to mention that this week's special at Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, is on the 2024 Silver Panda. They're doing it for $2 off, Australian dollars that is. And of course, if you buy 20 of them, you get free shipping. So they don't disclude the specials, okay? It's very simple. You buy 20 pandas, okay? Add to the shopping cart. What happens? Let's have a look. You'll see the shipping amount, but then you'll see the free shipping section, okay? Right there, I'll get rid of you. And look it right here. Once that gets removed, do I need to remove myself from there? Yes, I will. Sorry. Let me do that. Look at that. Now, free shipping right there. Now, you're like, why would I get free shipping from a bullion dealer? Well, because if you're in Australia, you're not used to it. But now Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au is the only bullion dealer, the first and only, to give you free shipping when you have over a certain amount in your shopping cart. And it's not a dollar value, it's a quantity value, which is so cool. Okay, you don't need to spend $5,000, $10,000. You can spend $50,000, $1 million, whatever, with a bullion dealer, any other bullion dealer in Australia, and they're going to charge you shipping as well. Like, come on, man. So Perth Bullion Exchange said, no, you should get free shipping if you buy over a certain amount. And it's a quantity value. So you only need 20 of any item. And any items, it's a mix and match. So if you just wanted one panda, and you're like, oh, I want a few of these, a couple of these, a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, 20 or more items, it's instant free shipping Australia-wide. Sign-on delivery, fully insured, tracked, all that great stuff. Okay, you've just got to make sure that you click on the shipping free thing rather than the default, which will come up. Okay, I think that's a bug with the website, and I'm going to speak to Ricky, to Ricky, and say, hey, some people are missing it, so you got to make sure you don't use the default. You find the free shipping charge, but again, 20 or more items, free shipping. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Let's get straight to Bitcoin and crypto quick market update. All right, here we are. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, priced in USD, 107,760. Bitcoin is waning at the moment. The momentum is waning. Does that mean it's over and done and dusted? No. Okay, could just be a little blip along the way. That's fine. But you've had big move. Okay, this is 2020 December last year, January. Okay, and then didn't make it to the top. Okay, so we've made it to that 112,000 kind of mark, which, if you remember, I kind of picked that top, didn't I? Do you remember how I picked that top? By doing that thing I showed you before with silver, how I kind of picked, I did. I don't think I'm going to call it. I picked the interim top. I don't know if it's the top, but I did pick it around about that 112,000, if you remember, by doing that same thing with the Fibonacci and lining it up. And I said, if you go back to watch one of my videos last week, I think it was, or maybe the week before, I said, I like this confluence between the 0.382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci, and I did the following. I went, I did the following, something like this it was, roughly. And I said, I think it was a little bit further off. And I said, I like that confluence between there and there. I think the high is going to come in at around about 112,000. Now, I think I said 112,260 something like that. And I said that for a couple of reasons. One, I said because it's coming up to this uptrend line and it might not make it because people front run. Don't forget, if you see a major trend line and people go, oh, it's going to hit that trend line. Well, people front run it and they put their sell orders before it, obviously to beat you to the game. I also said it could be a liquidity grab, meaning you break a high for one of two reasons: to either continue the trend, onwards and upwards we go, or to grab liquidity and then to head back in under that level. So I said, I like that 112 based on this. And then what did we do? That's what we did. basically. Now, that wasn't exact. I did move that a little bit. No, actually, I still had it. No, it's still there. It's still where I had it. So I actually have to lower that a little bit. Right there. We actually technically got to 111, basically 112,000. Anyway, I'm giving myself a pat on the back. Let me move this out the way for you so you can see that better. Cool. So, yeah, I did talk about 106,700 US dollars right here as an area you do not want to break. On the 4-hour time frame, what did we do overnight in Australian time? We came back to test it very quickly. We failed to break it, okay? Here's what's potentially setting up, and I don't know if it's going to be, but there's a potential hidden bullish divergence, okay? After a bearish divergence, you can sometimes have a hidden bullish divergence. Now, this is actually right here. So that higher high, lower high, bearish divergence, then you saw that move down. Okay, then from here and here, it seems like it's formed, that's definitely a pivot point, it looks like. We're coming back down to it, but look at that. Then you've got a higher low, but then a lower low on the relative strength index. That signals potential hidden bullish divergence. Now, I really wanted that trend line to be kept to say that was definitely hidden bullish divergence. But now there's a potential, and I don't know if it's in, there's a potential for, I guess you would call it a second hidden bullish divergence. I don't know how potential it is, but have a look. Right here, this hasn't marked itself as a pivot point, okay? But you've got technically a higher low, which is, or, a flattening out, and then you've got a lower low here. So still watch out for Bitcoin, okay? Lower low there. Is that another potential hidden bullish divergence? Could be. Obviously, if we crack through here, then we're heading down at least probably to 102, 103,000. That's going to send altcoins down further. Okay, so just be wary of that 106,700 area using the Bitstamp exchange price. I need to see that hold very quickly and then do something like that. On balance of probability, I'm more likely to suggest that we see lower prices from here. I'll give it more than a 50% chance. Bitcoin dominance, however, get rid of that, go away. I don't need your replay. Bitcoin dominance is actually falling, so that's actually good for altcoins. However, bear in mind, altcoins in their fiat dollar price could be dropping, and Bitcoin could be dropping. It's just one's dropping more than the other. So all this signifies potentially is that altcoins aren't dropping as fast. So it doesn't mean rush out and start buying altcoins, right? But it is looking like it's moving down. As I said yesterday, if you crack through there, then you'll probably head down to the zag zone, and the zag zone is within here. Okay, that's right in there. So watch out for there. And if you, for some reason, if you want to see just Bitcoin dominate altcoins, then what you want to see is the following. You want to see a bounce off their double bottom. Great, cool. That's good for Bitcoin holders, for Bitcoin maxis, no problem. Haha, sucked into the altcoin holders, which most people don't just hold Bitcoin, right? If you want to see altcoins shine, continue to shine, or shine at all, then you need to see get through here and then crack through there, and that's probably very good news. Okay, let's take a look at others. Others is at, oh, okay. Oh, right, okay. This is interesting. Others, the altcoin market minus the top 10, you are looking at it on the 4-hour time frame. Oh, this just happened overnight. Actually, it just happened since I woke up. Interesting. I'll show you the hourly time frame. It looked like this could be a fake out. Hidden bullish divergence we might have playing out here. What am I talking about? Okay. Interesting. Okay, let me get rid of you. We came down to that 260 area. Remember I talked about that yesterday. I said you really don't want to crack through 260. This is actually doing basically the exact same thing as Bitcoin is doing at the moment. So it's actually kind of in convergence at the moment where, look at that potential hidden bullish divergence where you have right here. Now, am I doing this wrong? Some people might say you don't do it from the spikes, but you do it from the closes. So I could be wrong on this, okay? But if you're basing it on the spike, that's a higher low, and this is a lower low. Okay, that would form hidden bullish divergence. Looks like this is a potential fake out. We've gone back into... That got broken through, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's go, not you and you. We will go you and you. Oh, okay. So we are back into the... We're back into the zag zone here. This is interesting. Cool. So we're back in the zag zone right here. This needs to clear. Okay, so call it 269 billion US dollars for the market cap for others. If you crack through here, that's actually looking all right. So that could give credence to what I showed you before, which was the Bitcoin dominance still moving down, which is good for altcoins. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not ready at all to get back into crypto. I'm not into crypto at all except for dust that I've had for a long time. So I'm not in. I'm out, man. I'm in USD at the moment, and I will be out until at least we start crossing above that 269 billion. Call it 270 if you want. But really, I mean, if you wanted to play it safe, you would wait till probably here or there. So 273, 275 billion, 274. Sure, if you want to play it really safe, okay, then you'd want to wait till about 280 billion-ish. Not in at the moment. Could I be sacrificing a lot of gains in some random coin that someone tells me about that happens to luckily do really well? Yeah, sure. But I'm going to wait until all the data is telling me that it's a much better time to get in. It's not telling me yet. Love to see that back in the zag zone, as I showed you 2 seconds ago. That's good. I don't know why all that happened. Okay, ignore that and that. That's good to see right there. Fantastic to see. Just needed to clear. You saw what I did then. That's others. Anything in particular I want to share crypto-wise? No. I can tell. I mean, someone's going to talk about it. So ZBCN has had a nice move back again. So ZBCN, which I am not in, ZBEC network, I am not in at all. Don't care that I'm in. Not crying about it whatsoever, because is one of those outliers that most of other crypto is heading down. Not everything, but yeah. It had a lovely move, though. Look at this. Lovely move off that zag zone right there. So that perfect touch of the 0.382, and that's from this low and this high. Great. Now we've come. I said it needed to get through, what was it, 247 billion? Not 247 billion, 0047, I think it was. Yeah, that line right there. We've cracked through there. That's good to know. That's good to see. On the daily time frame, however, I need to warn ZBEC holders that we are coming to an area of potential bearish divergence. So what can happen? Prices of things can have great moves, and then it has a bit of a dip, and then it goes a little bit higher, and people go, we're still onwards and upwards we go. You've got to watch things like the relative strength index, okay? Because this could be setting up for a big bearish divergence, okay? So I'm not saying it's not going to go absolutely hog wild from here. It could do. Just keep in mind, you're playing up against the following. Let's say it makes a little bit of a higher high. Pick a level. I don't know. Who cares? Don't know what it is. So it makes a higher high, then that forms this. But then when you take a look at the relative strength index, that needs to get to higher than here in order to say that is confluence. If this has a bit of a pivot somewhere up here, higher high, but then you pivot here, that's bad news bears, right? That says higher high, lower high. Okay, can't draw that in properly. Ignore that. And that's a bearish divergence, okay? So this could be the last splutters of the gas tank, or it could just rocket to the moon from here. I don't know. I don't particularly care because I'm not in it, but it's great to see a crypto among a bunch of others that aren't doing so well at the moment do really well. So congratulations to all the ZBCN holders. Onwards and upwards, hopefully, for you guys. That's it for crypto. Don't want to talk about anything else. We're going to go to my chart of the day. And I'm going to check what it's done. Give me 1 second. Has it done anything? Hasn't opened? No, it hasn't. Interesting. Did I get my order by there? Yes, I think I did. Did I get my order in there? Oh, that's gone down. Sorry, yes, I got my order in there too. All right, cool. I'm in. Sorry, you don't know what I'm talking about. AG, BlackRock. Did I go there? 1 second. Did I get all my orders in? Orders. Filled and filled. AGE and BlackRock. Okay, I'm in. AGE and... yeah, I'm in BlackRock too. All right, cool. Anyway, let's go back to here. And I'll go to BSN. And then we'll take a look at it. I'm going to do this on the weekly time frame, and I'm going to show you right here. Thanks to everyone watching. Really appreciate it. You are watching Good Morning Stackers, the weekdaily live show. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. We have got 1,662 YouTube subscribers as of right now. You know what to do. Cool. Chart request of the day. We are going to look at... let me start that again. Chart of the day is BSN, Basin Energy. Now I'm going to show you where this came from, and it is a tie-in to my other brand sponsor, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. But give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the Academy and masteringthemarkets.com. If you don't know what that is, okay, masteringthemarkets.com is the place to be if you want to learn to be a better investor. Okay, do you want to learn? I think you should. I think everyone should, if you're in investing, learn the foundations of investing principles. Okay, so Dow theory and basic technical analysis foundations is a 10-week course. So many, I've heard about so many people going through it and going, man, I wish I had known this sooner. Okay, it's going to cost you money, of course, but this is an Australian-owned, operated, and regulated educational course. It's not one of those things where they just go, oh, buy this here and sell this here. They're teaching you how to fish. Okay, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. They're teaching you how to fish. Okay, and there's the 12-month course as well. Now there's the Academy, which is free to join, but if you want the back end stuff, all the juicy stuff, then there is a monthly charge. But someone posted here earlier this morning, 3 hours ago, good old Jack Littman. Thanks for the heads up on that, Jack. It wasn't a post to me, it was a post to I actually posted it in the public charts. So if you're a free member of academy.masteringthemarkets.com, you would have seen this actually. So I wanted to do a little quick thing on it. So add BSN to watch list. Hey guys, new here and popping my post cherry. Congratulations, Jack. Bit crude, but that's cool. BSN looks like it's following along with the uranium narrative. Looking at the daily, the on-balance volume has broken market structure and tested previous resistance as support, although it could be stronger with the relative strength index. Printed some awesome divergence. Would love to see this break the 16 zone and retest. If anyone has any critiques, I'm all eyes and ears, blah, blah, blah. So I thought I'd take a quick look at it. And we also want to know what it is. So we went to Grok. So look, so Basin Energy Limited, BSN overview. It is in the uranium and green energy metals. Now it's an exploration company. Okay, so this is where I need to give you a little bit of, don't just go out and buy it now. Do your research, okay? Incorporated in 2021, pretty new company, headquarters in Western Australia. Okay, market focus uranium exploration in Canada's Athabasca Basin and green energy metals, nickel, copper, cobalt in Scandinavia. Seems like they're mainly in the uranium exploration game. Okay. It is basically, where are we? So Energy Limited, junior exploration company. Okay, so it's got a very small market cap. We'll take a look at that in a second. Focused on discovering high-grade uranium deposits in the blah, 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 blah. A globally significant uranium region that's in Saskatchewan. Hello to my lovely friends in Saskatchewan, of which I have a couple. The company also explores green energy metals, blah, 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 in Sweden. Let's see, bunch of projects. You can just, if you typed into Grok or any kind of chat GPT, you could just type in, what is BSN on the ASX? And it'll give you all the stuff. But they're an exploration, okay? Doesn't mean they've found anything just yet. Now, the market cap is small. I'll go to the chart. Market cap, if you have a look down here, you might not be able to see it. Oh, yes, you can. Underneath my face. Underneath my face, man. Market capitalization, 1.72 million. Very, very small. Okay, this is a micro cap stock. It's micro cap stock. It also might be micro crap. You never know, but it's a micro cap stock. It has very low volume trading. Someone posted on a comment on here and said something like it only traded There we go. Only traded $9,000 yesterday. So if you buy in big, you're moving the market very big. Okay, so you'd probably want to get in very small. There's some reasons why you might want to get in from a technical perspective, and I'll show you those right now. Okay, so let's look at those, then we'll go back to the reasons why you might not want to get in. Okay, so let's have a look at BSN on the ASX using the tradingview.com website. This is the weekly time frame. Okay, so what do we notice? He was talking about OBV, and Jack was talking about OBV. He was also talking about the where are we? The relative strength index. Now I think that was on a different time frame, but just give me a moment. Nope, didn't want to flip you. That's not what I was trying to do. Cool. I'll move you down and I'll get that. And maybe we'll go to the daily. Is that a little bit better probably? All right, let's take a quick little look-see. Cool. What are we noticing? Do we notice any divergences? Okay, first off, on the weekly time frame, you've got that massive move down here. Now, out of interest, we're at 1.6 cents. Okay, let's show you the quick historical chart. Let's do that quickly. Incorporated in 2021, opened, well, this chart goes back to 2022, sure. This chart opened at 20 cents, okay? We had basically a double top at 20 cents, and then since then, all the way down to 1.2 cents roughly, and we're at 1.6 right now. On the weekly time frame, you can see that, yes, we do have some divergence. Not here, but starting from, at least on the weekly time frame, starting from here. So the divergence is where you have the price go down, or the price does one thing and the oscillator, the relative strength, does the opposite thing. Okay, so good bullish. This is very good bullish divergence. So let me just say, from a technical perspective, excellent bullish divergence. At least that. Okay, so that's one blinker, one tick that is on. There and there. Cool. That's great. Good. The volume, however, I would say needs to be better, because what you'll notice here, at least on the weekly time frame, the volume is not also is not confirming it. Although you may not want to confirm it with the volume, because with the on balance volume, as the price is going down, now I could be wrong on this, okay, so they may not be what we need to see. As the price is going down, no, that's actually selling pressure. No, so yeah, anyway, that's not good. As the price was going down, you wanted to see this go up. So we don't have a divergence here, so we just have one blinker on. Okay, that's at least on the weekly time frame. What did Jack say? He said OBV has broken market structure, looking at the daily. Okay, so let's go to the daily. The weekly looks pretty good. Okay, we'll get rid of that for a second. Let's go to the daily and see what it does there. He says on the OBV has broken. So on the daily time frame, you can see here again, lower low, higher low on the RSI. And he says that the OBV has broken market structure. Has it? Oh yeah, okay. I can see that. So you're talking about, so if Jack is watching this, or if he does watch this, what he's talking about is right here. It's broken market structure. Where it broke out, it did. So that's actually true. It has broken out on the OBV. That's a good sign. It's still not here. You don't have that divergence with the volume. But it has broken its market structure. Okay, sure. And speaking of its fiat dollar market structure, this is where it hasn't happened yet, but it might. And I would suggest you really need to watch out for right here, exactly where we are right now at 1.6 cents. So this is all the positives, okay? If this breaks here, that could have a quick move, okay? It could have a quick move. Bear in mind the liquidity of this is very small. So if someone drops $10,000, that's going to push the price up quite a lot. And then if someone sells $10,000 worth, okay, that's going to push it down really quick. So it's quite volatile. Okay, so I'm going to put an alert on here just for S&Gs, if it allows me to do so. Yes, I have an alert on there right now if it cracks up through. So that's good. So what you could notice here is that if that changes market structure, that would be good. Okay, then that needs to hold. If that holds and then we do something like that, that might be a really good area to get through. You would want to say, if you wanted to, you could crack through that 2.2 cent mark would be a very decent confirmation. Why would that be? that would be signaling. Well, then you've got a where are you? You have got that's a high there. You'd be doing a higher high from there, which is good. Higher low from there, and then another higher high. Game on. That would be really good. Again, it's quite volatile though. It's the liquidity is very small. However, if more people start getting into it, that actually increases the liquidity, so it might become less volatile over time. But right in the beginnings of this little potential turnaround, okay, yeah, you don't want to put a lot down if you're thinking about putting some down. I'm thinking about it. I'm not there yet, and if I did, it would be a very small amount. Here's some of the reasons why I would consider not doing it. If I did it, it would be a very short-term play. I think I'd probably just trade it out of interest, and I'd probably trade it between. Let's see. What, there and there? That's probably not enough of a gain. Let me just check. Between there and there? No, we're at the 0.382 now. No, so I wouldn't do that. So out of interest, we are at the 0.382 right now. For this particular thing, you can see it's right there. Okay, so that's why we're finding major resistance, because we're at the zag zone. From this high and this low, bang, right there. So it's got to get through that 1.8 cents. So really, if you wanted to say wait till 1.8 cents, you could. So I wouldn't be trading that because that's too small of a gain. Then you would want to be taking it probably from here and here. And then, gee, what do you know? The point is an amazing good old Fibonacci. I'll get rid of this for a second so you can see it better. The 0.382 to the 0.618 on this high and this low starts at that level of resistance. Cool. So that would be a good sign. Cracking through there, getting to that area, and then cracking through that 2.8 level. That's very good too. You could, if you wanted to, do a very risky play. If you decided you wanted to front run, here's what you'd be risking. Okay? If you break through there, today, tomorrow, for example, you might consider doing that. You'd have to watch it very, very closely. And here's what you could potentially get. So what's that? I won't do it versus risk reward. It's 37%. It's not that huge, but let's look at the risk to reward at least. Long position, it's going to do that thing where it does that thing. It pisses me off. Okay, don't know why it does that. It's so annoying. Don't know why it does that to me every single time. Let's go down to here. We're looking for at least a 3-to-1 risk to reward, which I don't. We might be there. Okay, cool. Let me just show you. This is, you'd put a stop loss. This is where you'd put your stop loss, right there at, no, it's not good enough. So your stop loss is at 1.3 cents. That's if you're buying right here at 1.6 cents. You'd be looking for some decent area of resistance here at previous thing, and that's only a ratio, a 2-to-1 ratio risk to reward. You'd be wanting at least a 3-to-1 risk to ratio, ratio risk to reward, and that's putting it at the 0.5. Okay. It's probably more likely that this resistance gets taken out, I'd imagine. So you could really risk it for the biscuit. You could say, I'll take it up to, I'll take some profits here. You would actually consider, where is the trapped money? So the trapped money really isn't there. That's sellers, right? That's not trapped money. You can see a little cluster of trapped money right here. See that? That's actually where the trapped money is. So those could be people like, I've bought here. It didn't go up. It didn't moon. I'm out of this game. When it gets back to my break-even level, I'm going to break even. So I'd actually more expect resistance here than resistance here. Now, I could be wrong on that. So that's a 2-to-1 risk to reward. But this here is a 4-to-1 risk to reward. That's actually decent. Okay, so what you're risking is that it grabs your stop loss and it breaks down here. Not good, but you get risking like a 4 times as such than your losses, if that makes sense. So that's your 4 times. That's not bad. So that's a mini play up to that 2.8 cents. Risky. So here's the other risk that you're taking as well. When I saw it was an exploration company, and when I saw it had such a very small market cap, I went, they'll do a capital raise. A capital raise means that they go, we need to raise more capital for exploration, all that. It's always exploration companies are rife for going, the price goes up a bit and they go, we're getting a bit more interest now because the price is going up. We're going to do a capital raise to get more money for good reasons, not always good reasons, but for good reasons apparently, to, get more rigs to do this and to do that. It's very likely they'll do a capital raise. And I even asked Grok, what is the likelihood of them doing a capital raise? All right. Key factors include current financials. They reported a net loss for the half year ending in March of nearly 800,000 Australian dollars. Now, that was an improvement from a prior loss. New companies are going to run on losses, of course, okay? An annual loss of 2.75 million was noted with no meaningful revenue. Cash runway, this is a problem. Simply Wall Street reported that Basin Energy has less than 1 year of cash runway as of May, okay, based on its cash reserves and its burn rate. So implication with a limited cash runway and ongoing exploration costs, drilling, blah, 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 it's highly likely to need additional funding to sustain operations. So it's basically saying really likely, highly likely that it does capital raise soon. I would actually agree with that. My opinion would be if it breaks this market structure and heads anywhere up here, there'll be some eyes on it. Uranium's doing very well at the moment, and they're going to go, ooh, eyes on uranium. We're going to capital raise. So what that means is it will dilute your stocks, and that means price go down. So if you're trading this, I'd be only trading it, and I would not look to buy it for a long-term venture because they probably will capital raise at some point, and then that brings the price down. Cool. So watch for that. I'm thinking about putting a very small amount in. If it breaks 1.6 cents, ride it up to around about that 2.8 cents, and that would be if I get in at say 1.7. Oh, that's a 70% move. That's not bad. Or it's a 30% move. Not bad either. I'd watch it very carefully. Anyway, that is BSN, Basin Energy. Thinking about getting in, but not for the long term just yet. Cool. Thanks for watching that. Appreciate it. Let's do some comments and then we will probably get out of here because we're at the 1 hour mark. Metamint says, support your local business by Basin. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Find out how to front run that. Yeah, and you'll be rich. Yeah, exactly. You're in. Metamint says, I'm in. That's it. I'm in. You gotta be really careful with it. Okay. I wonder if it's intentionally done to have some. Okay, we've got to go back here. Sorry, gang. Comments. Won't be able to get to all of your comments because I get lots of them these days. And super chats are the way to help me out. I will post that though. Hit the like button, people. That really does help me. No, that's not true. I disagree with that. 1 kilo silver bars should be free shipping. No, that's just absolutely. It's actually not even possible because you have to understand that buying 1 times 1 kilo. I love you, Knackers. I'm going to say the following in very tongue-in-cheek manner. Okay, so understand I'm just playing around. Cool. Free shipping from any bullion dealer in Australia, from one bullion dealer in Australia, is not enough for you, Knackers. This is like, you just did the version of what I said earlier, which was, the very sexist comment, but it's kind of rings true that women are like, why didn't you do it sooner? You could have done that earlier, right? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Here, honey, I did this amazing, great thing for the family. Oh, that's nice. Why didn't you do it sooner? Stop being a woman. Okay, 1 kilo bars should be free shipping. No. And here's why they can't. They can't give you free shipping because on 1 kilo bar because the premiums on kilo bars aren't that great. Okay, when you take into account overheads, the store, wages and all that kind of stuff, the profits are very small. Profits on precious metals are so small that you can't give free shipping on 1 kilo bar. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, probably they didn't need to even give free shipping when you have 20 or more items in their shopping cart. No bullion dealer has ever gone in Australia, oh yeah, free shipping, of course you will. They actually think probably that it's not fiscally doable, but Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, ran the numbers and went, look, we're not going to make as much money, but it's doable and we're going to be the first, so it's a great selling point, which it is, okay? You're not getting free shipping on 1 times 1 kilo bar. However, what you can do is you can buy 1 times 1 kilo bar and 19 of their cheapest item on the website. Sometimes that's 1/10 ounce silver coins. It might be 1/4 ounce silver coins. Okay, that's more silver in your hand. That's when they can do free shipping of a 1 kilo bar plus those extra 19 things, because they've gained that extra premium on those 19 other things. Now, if you've gone, well, I'm going to buy the cheapest thing possible, how can they make money? Well, because the cheapest thing possible might be a 1/10 ounce coin or a 1/4 ounce coin, and the premiums for the business are higher because the profits might not be higher, but the premiums are higher because you've got to take into account wholesaling costs and all that. But yeah, that's why they feel like they can do it, and they're doing it really well. So don't be a stingy bastard, knackers. That's just tongue-in-cheek for you. Add 19 other items to your shopping cart and you can get your kilo sent for free. Yeah. Let's see. The weight of the pandas in the States are not as sought after because of the weight. Yes, 30 grams. Why did China have to go and make them 30 grams instead of 1 ounce? It's so dumb. Let's see. Anyone heard of Tiger stock trading platform? I don't think I have. Nice stock picks, but I missed the disclaimer, Neil. Oh, we've got some stock picks here, are we? We're talking about SIL. Yes, SIL is looking very good. We will not be looking at JOS today. Yeah. Barbara. Hello, Barbara. Barbara, good to see you. Are you a first-time watcher on the channel? We have another lady watcher. Okay. Are you laughing because of what I said about the typical woman thing of, why didn't you do it sooner? Is that why you were laughing? Or am I just a funny guy? Let's see. Great to see you on the channel, Barbara. I don't think I've seen you on here before. Final comments, and we shall get out of here. BCH, yeah, cool. Might be, but we're not going to do any of that. Please like, share, and subscribe, says Tony Pearson. I do agree. We've got less watchers today on the show because I didn't do my usual re-edit the Twitter live thing to add like Toshi and crypto and Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. Quickly, could be shrinkflation. Ooh, yes. Yes, correct. In the States, shipping fees are different, much cheaper. Basin, short-term, low-level return, but with that advice, I will stick with ZBCN. Yeah, cool. We know you love ZBCN, Gerald. We love it. We know that you love it. Cool. All right. Final comments and a couple of quick updates with things coming on Monday, as I said. If you've just joined us, the show will probably be going through a little bit of a change-up. I'm exploring not doing as many live shows and doing some more pre-records. I'm finding I'm getting some more views on my pre-records. Okay, when I do like the 10-minute just gold and silver update. I actually recorded the other day, but I didn't upload it. I recorded a separate crypto update as well. So I'm thinking about doing that 2 or 3 times in the day, 2 or 3 times a week. I'm thinking of doing live 2 or 3 times. So if you want to post a comment right now, what kind of days do you think are better to be live? What would be good days for you guys, for my wonderful regular GMS subscribers and live participators? What are good days to go live, do you reckon? Probably not a Friday, do you think? Probably not a Friday because, of BN's Friday live, unless you guys like having a Friday morning live and then a Friday afternoon live. Yes, Bitcoin Las Vegas show is fire, says Gerald Draper. Las Vegas shit show is fire. Is it? Is it a bit of a shit show at the Bitcoin Las Vegas conference? Is it? I know some people over there at the moment, and you will be speaking to one of them next week. Someone who's at the Bitcoin conference, you'll be speaking to them next week. Actually, I'll be speaking to them and you'll be listening to it. Monday and Wednesday for the live shows. Interesting. Okay. Maybe. But my problem with Mondays is that the markets aren't like properly fully open on the Monday. So you've still got the holdover from the weekend, from the different time zones and all that. So there's less to kind of talk about on a Monday. I find, unless something crazy happens. So yeah, maybe. I'm thinking at this stage maybe a Tuesday and a Thursday, I'm thinking. It is amazing, the S show over there. Interesting. Okay, I wonder what's going on. All right. More revealed. Oh, good to know. All right, people, that is it. I'm going to go. You have been watching Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, live on X and on YouTube right now. Grab your tasty beverages and we shall do the final synchronized slurp. I love that my haircut is just finally getting into thing. Follow the Trump family. Oh, in terms of the Bitcoin stuff, in terms of the crypto stuff. Yeah, could be right. I am the captain of my own ship. I'm the captain now. And what was I going to say? If anyone lives in the Mulwala area in New South Wales on Saturday, you can come and see me perform with not the U2 show, with just a band that I'm filling in with. It's at the Club Mulwala. Although I think it's a private event. Okay, ignore that. It's a private event. You can't come. Sucked in. Governments are getting in, are they? Interesting. Monday is mail-out day. So maybe I won't do a Monday because I always want Chat Mum here. Anyway, that's been Good Morning Stackers. Grab your tasty beverages and we shall dance it out. We'll see you tomorrow live for the show. And yeah, you've been watching.
Good morning, Stackers.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good morning, Stackers.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize, slurp.
3, 2, 1, go.
On the move.
Thanks for watching, peeps. Love your work. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking. And I'll see you all tomorrow live. Bye.